Hi guys, this is Josh here, your Amazon optimization guru, and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things related to optimizing and increasing your sales on Amazon. If you're interested in a more personalized one-on-one approach, I do offer consulting services, so you can feel free to get in touch by clicking the link in the description below. So today's video, I thought we'd talk about something that a lot of people don't necessarily think about when they think about Amazon sales and scaling your brand in general. And that aspect is the account health section. Now, one thing to note is that the Amazon algorithm does absolutely take your account health into it as a factor. So it's very important that you're mindful about anything that might come up in terms of that. And there could be a number of different issues over the years you might encounter with Amazon account health. If you've been on Amazon as long as I have, you know that they can be particularly nitpicky, especially about certain performance. Making sure that you meet their standards and their benchmarks. But also, if you start to make claims that they may not disagree or they may not agree with, for example, in the supplement space, you can make claims towards helping to cure medical diseases and things of that nature. And Amazon will actually flag you for that, and their algorithm will pick up for it. And, it could be different depending on the category. Obviously, for toys, there could be the issue with potentially being a choking hazard. There could be disclosures that are required. For certain categories, you need to have specific credentials and accreditations, etc. So I will say that I would certainly recommend that this section be checked on a weekly basis as part of your weekly checks. And you can see it here. If you go to the left side and you go to performance and then account health, this will take you to the main dashboard. And really what you're looking for here is any issue that might come up. Amazon will send you an email about it, but a lot of the time this might go into spam, or if it's an email that you don't check too often, then you might overlook it, and that can result in other things happening. For example, Amazon will give you certain grace periods for certain benchmarks for you to resolve the issue. So if there's a defect with the product that people are reporting and you hit that certain threshold, which is above 1%, then you're also going to get a grace period to kind of correct that. And the same with FBM shipments and late shipments. Amazon can be particularly picky about this. So always make sure that if you're fulfilling yourself, that you have those shipments marked as shipped within 24 hours, and then you adhere to the handling time. So as a side note, you can specify the handling time in your shipping settings on the right side, and it's 2 days maximum. But what a lot of people don't know is that you can also specify it in the listing edit details, and you can put up to 5 days. So for anything that's a bit bigger, or maybe it's customized, or for whatever reason it takes longer to actually prepare and ship out, I would definitely recommend that you look at making that adjustment so you don't get dinged in terms of account health. There are also other requirements. More recently, we've had this Informed Consumers Act where you had to verify your identity, business details, and tax ID, etc. So if you miss that, then Amazon could put a hold or a restriction on your account. And if they give you a strike, which lowers your rating, what's going to happen is then, that's going to derank your listings as a result and adversely affect your sales. So be on the lookout for that. A lot of the times you may get IP complaints. This is a big thing that's been going on for a while, ever since I started listing on eBay decades ago. So this is definitely something you want to look out for. Violations, again, restricted products. Sometimes you'll have issues where that comes up. And then, of course, your shipping performance and your customer service side of it. Just make sure you're keeping an eye on those complaints, that negative feedback, and also look at your NCX dashboard, which is something we'll talk about in another video, to make sure that you're staying on top of any product fulfillment and product related issues. So with that being said, if you do have something that comes up, there is an option, and I highly recommend for the account health team to speak with you. And you can do that by clicking the Call Me Now button on the right side of this page. And I definitely recommend that you talk to a representative, because they will literally tell you exactly what you need to do to correct it, and then exactly what you need to do to respond to that issue. So a lot of these times, and the numerous times that I've had to go through this, you had to submit an appeal, and they're very particular about the specificness of the appeal itself and making sure that it includes a set amount of variables. So what the account team will do is they'll actually tell you exactly what you need to write back and how you need to appeal and go through the process. So just make sure you're listening and you take good notes, and you should have no problem kind of working through it. And then ultimately making sure that the issue doesn't happen again, whether that's resolving the product quality or how quickly you ship it, etc. So I would definitely say that if you can get something pushed through and cleared in your account right away, just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying until you can, and eventually you'll get it pushed through. And with that, you don't really want to have anything kind of lingering under there that's going to affect your account health. So just make sure that you clear it. Make sure you talk with the associate by having them call you. And just another thing to note, this is fairly common. I mean, you're going to have issues on Amazon, and account health issues specifically, at least a few times a year. So it's something that when you first start selling on Amazon, you're going to have to expect. And over time, you'll get better at dealing with it, and you'll get better at mitigating any of the problems. And then just to look at some of the other sections of this, and we'll go into further details in other videos. But I would recommend checking these additional sections up here. So customer service performance, make sure you're staying on top of any messages that are sent and replying to that, as well as negative feedback, appealing that in your feedback manager if you can, just to keep that rate down and keep you sparkly clean there. Product policy compliance, this will come up a lot. This one particularly came up, which we still haven't been able to clear, although we cleared a number of other of them for a virtual bundle. So this could come up for anything in particular. It doesn't have to be for any reason at all, and it doesn't mean that Amazon's right in actually restricting your products, but with that being said, there's not really much you can do. So just make sure, if you do, to talk with the team to submit the appeal, and then keep pushing it through if you don't have luck the first time. Shipping performance, again, just make sure if you're fulfilling FBM that you're shipping it on time and that you have the correct shipping parameters included based off of your shipping service, and then also the appropriate amount of handling time included as well, because Amazon will restrict your ability to ship items FBM, and it's very difficult to get it back. And that's if after 30 days you have a repeated late shipment rate of over 4%. So you will initially get a 10-day warning, and then you'll have the rest of those 30 days, the additional 20 days to correct that. So you want to make sure that every shipment beyond that point is on time and marked out shipped. And that way Amazon will actually clear it at the end of the 30 days, and you shouldn't have an issue. But if you continue to do it and lose your ability to send FBM, that can be very problematic to get back. So I'd recommend do not go over that 30-day window with continued late shipments. And then you'll see the voice of the customer dashboard here. This is very important in general because it will show you if there's any issues with fulfillment or your products in general. So you want to make sure you have any that fall into the fair, the poor, or the very poor categories to monitor those by clicking on the details, and it'll show you exactly where the complaints occur and what the complaint is for, and then you'll know exactly how to address it. If you're not exactly sure what the complaint's for, you can call support and hopefully they can give you more information. But as a rule, this usually happens to revolve around Amazon fulfillment, which is on them. But ultimately, if this does happen, they will do a bin check, or you can request they do a bin check. And then what's going to happen is they'll actually check to see if the listing's in line. But if it does get to very poor status for a predetermined amount of time, you could have your listing suppressed even if Amazon's fulfilling the item and it's their fault. So you want to make sure you stay on top of this as soon as possible, and as soon as something falls into kind of the fair category, I would say. And that way you're not going to be dealing with any listing suppressions where you lose sales as a result of something that's Amazon's problem, for example. And so that's a general overview of the account health dashboard. Again, just make sure you're staying on top of every little thing that comes up and checking this on a regular basis. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel for more useful insights and videos. And, with that, I wish you all well and take care.